The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept swappenny bids, each coin given customers about 2 hours of George's gas. Was ist Swappenny? Also wahrscheinlich irgendeine Währung. Hallo? Swappenny. 3 Penny-Münze, ach so. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn my hello chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zieks? Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this. Abhorrence. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Do what you will. Lord Van Zieks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Cross-examination. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent.
Hold it!
So does it mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. I have to try to catch people when they are in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before as well as that of Mr. Shakespeare? Well now, interesting you should bring that up, cause I couldn't believe how little money was in its meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say really, but as you wish. Altamont gas meters accept swappenny bids, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of George's gas.
Hold it!
So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They are the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a 3 pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that usually, if they have both gas lightings and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Suseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter costs the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks! He's been pinching gas off us for ages! And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it. Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspeare Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after all that, the restless meter was still empty. I never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said. You what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jammed open anywhere, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation, in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Oh. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man. Okay, jetzt verstehe ich. Jetzt verstehe ich den Namen auch. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. The gas meter has been entered into the court record. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. It sports a very strong lock, developed especially with Mr. Shamspeare in mind. Definitely. Okay, gucken wir uns das mal an. Ein Meter, das... Okay, haben wir gerade gelesen. Okay, hier das Schloss. Gucken wir uns das mal an. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top perhaps, doesn't it? Ein bisschen vielleicht. Sonst noch irgendwas hier? Scheinbar nicht. Ich dachte, wir finden da jetzt irgendwas Cooles, aber scheinbar nicht. Dann geht's weiter. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Oof. Das muss ich screenshotten, tut mir leid. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Hold it!
There's only one key for all of your meters. Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Oh, how? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see? Jetzt muss ich mal kurz gucken. Beeswax, ist das einfach Bienenwachs? Beeswax. Ja, Bienenwachs. A seal, like the sort of thing you put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Ein Siegel. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. Warte mal kurz. War hier nicht? Was war das nochmal? Oh. What is it, Mr. Naruhodo? This bar of soap. When we first found it, I could have sworn there was some sort of round disc in this depression just here. A reddish one. Ja. Ich auch. Yes, you're right. I remember it too. But now, the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? The details of the bar of soap have been updated in the court record. Vor allem, wir hatten die Soap doch die ganze Zeit nicht, oder ne? Wir hatten die Soap doch die ganze Zeit, oder nicht? The little reddish medallion from the center has mysteriously vanished. Das ist ja weird. Ich wollte nämlich gerade gucken, ob das vielleicht Bienenwachs ist da auf der Rückseite. Aber scheinbar ist es einfach weg. Hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without saying paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
Hold it!
How do you know that he's been using gas though? Well now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to this room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of the winter and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Hamlet, indeed. Ah, I could wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Was ist Nunnery? Frauenkloster, was? Get thee to the nunnery. Hä? Egal. Shakespeare, muss man nicht verstehen. I could wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? But how can Mr. Shamspeare possibly be stealing that money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gasman could be an accomplice. You what? Good lord, eminently plausible indeed. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh, please, Lady Quinby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount. So you'd be stealing money, only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war. No, I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished. It would seem there's no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shamspeare is innocent. Pray, forgive me if that shatters some illusions my Lord Nipponese friend was clearly under. I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume. I know, it does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh! It might seem that two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact, they are intimately connected. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance. Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. Haben wir das at this point in time aber tatsächlich schon? Ich glaube nicht. Also das spielt ja vor dem letzten Fall. Der letzte Fall war ja mit dem dritten Fall connected im Adventures. Aber sonst war ja nichts connected, oder doch? Keine Ahnung. Oder wir haben noch mehr Fälle verpasst, die sie gelöst haben, wo wir einfach nicht mit dabei waren. Kann ja auch sein. If the Ultimate Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shamspeare so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then how has he been managing to steal the gas? I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Ultimate gas meters accept through penny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of George's gas. Okay. And yet the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collecting agent has the only key. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not even what is. Hat er vielleicht mit der Seife was gemacht? Nein, hat er nicht. Die Musik stoppt nicht. Schade. Load. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though. Gucken wir nochmal. What is this bar of soap? Okay. Somehow, managed to steal coin from inside the meter without opening it. Stealing all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. It's not stealing waters. Since get to Nanawi, Hamlet indeed. Every time I open this flaming meter is empty, robbing me of somebody too. Vielleicht hier drauf die Seife? Objection! Nein. Aber das in der Seife hätte auch keine Münze sein können, oder? And yet the meter in Mr. Shamspeare didn't have a coin in it. Gas meters accept 4 penny bills, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of George's gas. Didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though. The collection agent has the only key. Hold it! There's only one key for all of your meters. Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Oh, how? Hatten wir das Statement schon oder haben wir das geskippt aus irgendeinem Grund? Ich glaube, wir haben das geskippt. I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigan. Okay, doch nicht. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it. You see? A seal. Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, but the envelope. Wir haben doch hier... Wir haben doch hier ein Envelope. Und der Rest konnte nicht located werden. That would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. Vielleicht mit dem... Abgerissenen Briefumschlag? Aber ich wüsste auch nicht wie. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants. Meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though. Speicher nochmal.
Objection!
Nein. The last statement was conducted in a number of ways. I think you're fine. Oh man. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though. Somehow he's using all the flaming gas.
Objection!
Auch nicht. Keine Ahnung. Ich habe keine Ahnung. It doesn't appear to have been tampered with though. The only key. Yet the meter in Mr. Shamsby's room didn't have a single coin in it. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Beim Gasmeter ist doch aber auch nichts. Wir haben es doch untersucht. Ach Gott. Ja, moin. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole. Do you see it? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspear? Possibly. It seems the people at Ultimate Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. The details of the gas meter have been updated in the court record. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. The attached coin box sports a very strong lock, and there's a tiny hole in its base. Okay. Ja, dann wird's ja doch mitgetampert, ne? Gefuscht.
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say. Wie heißt sie eigentlich mit Vornamen? Wissen wir das? Quinby Altamont, 38. The wife of the owner of Altamont Gas Company. She's a staunch believer in the superiority of the fuel and utterly unforgiving of gas theft. Okay. I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole right there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspear secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it dismantles, how it differentiates coins. how it's dismantled, wie es auseinandergenommen ist. Ich würde eher das sagen. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know what the coin it's been fed is a penny bit? Through penny. Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see? Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. Okay. Okay. As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a through penny bit. Nothing else will fit. Hier jetzt vielleicht die Seife? Weil er ja war es eine Münze in der Seife, ist die Frage. A cheap bar of soap, was discovered das outside. Little reddish mit der. Ja, es war ja ein Medaillon. Nothing else will fit.
Objection!
Nee. Okay. Dann war es das nicht. Shit, wir haben nicht gespeichert, oder? Ah, scheiße. You appear to have something of the devil and you Mr. Naruhodo. Okay. Says a man merely dishing out penalties. Oh man. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a through penny bit. Nothing else will fit. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well. We've thought of that though. Anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for a moment like that, as gasmen do. Live for them. Hahaha. It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Wahoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Ultimate all the way! That's quite enough of that. Remind me how big are 3 penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. Delve deeper. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps, rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo! Yeah! Nothing leaks from an ultimate meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it's pertinent. As you wish, my lord.